Have you ever wondered why some people accumulate wealth with apparent ease, while others struggle their entire lives and get nowhere? The answer lies in how they think. Today I'm going to reveal 5 secrets of the rich's financial mindset. Simple, but powerful strategies that can change your relationship with money forever. And all of this is based on those who truly live by results. The invisible game of wealth. Maybe you're tired of striving, working hard, putting in overtime, and still ending the month in the red. It seems unfair, doesn't it? You do everything right, but there's never any money left over. What no one told you is that the true game of wealth doesn't start in your pocket. It starts in your mind. While many focus only on earning more, the rich are concerned with thinking better about money. They see opportunities where most see obstacles. They make decisions based on a long-term vision, not momentary relief. If you keep operating with the same old mindset, your results won't change. But if you adjust your way of thinking, everything begins to transform. And that's what you're going to learn today in this video. You'll discover the 5 mental pillars that differentiate those who prosper from those who merely survive. We'll talk about how the rich value time, multiply money, invest in knowledge, take risks intelligently, and create assets that generate constant income. These aren't just habits, they are ways of thinking that build wealth consistently and stem-enable. The rich value time. More than money while most people spend time. To save money, the rich do exactly the opposite. They use money to save time. They understand that time is the only resource that cannot be recovered, and that using it wisely is the real differentiator. A practical example. Instead of spending 3 hours comparing prices to save $20, they prefer to pay more and use that time to study, invest, or think strategically. This is the logic that transforms time into productivity and productivity into profit. They outsource operational tasks, automate processes, and protect their schedules for what truly matters. Want to start thinking like them? Analyze where you are spending your time today. What is occupying you but not bringing you closer to your goals? By protecting your most productive hours, you stop being a slave to the clock and start dominating. Your routine as the rich do every day. 2. The rich focus on multiplying, not just saving well. Many live obsessed with cutting expenses and living with less. The rich think differently. They want to multiply what they have. For them, every dollar sitting idle is a lost growth opportunity. They don't see money as something to be hoarded with fear, but as a tool that needs to be in motion, always working for them. Want a clear example? Instead of saving $100 and letting it sit idle, they prefer to invest that amount in something that can return $500. This logic changes everything. That's why the rich buy assets, open businesses, and learn new skills, because all of this has the potential for return. Most importantly, they are not afraid to invest in themselves. If you want to change your financial reality, start thinking, how can I multiply what I have today? It's a simple question can open doors that saving alone will never open. 3. The rich. Invest in knowledge relentlessly. The rich understand that knowledge is one of the few assets that never depreciates. They don't see education as an expense, but as an investment with guaranteed returns. That's why they are always reading, listening, studying, and learning, even when they already have money. After all, what you know determines the decisions you make, and decisions shape your financial destiny. Many millionaires maintain the habit of reading at least 1 book a week. Others invest in mentors, courses, and events that put them in contact with even more advanced minds. This constant pursuit of wisdom creates an invisible competitive advantage. Want to think like them? Set aside a fixed amount in time each month to learn something new, something that can broaden your vision, improve your decisions, or increase your earning potential. Because in the end, whoever learns more, profits more. And that's exactly what the rich know from an early age. 4. The rich embrace calculated risks in like most. The rich don't shy away from risk, they study it. They know that growth requires exposure, but this exposure needs to be calculated, planned, and monitored. They never go into something blindly. Before making any decision, they analyze data, study scenarios, and evaluate possible losses. Risk, for them, is not an enemy. it's a tool. Successful entrepreneurs, for example, invest not because they are brave, but because they have information. And the more knowledge you acquire, the lower the perceived risk and the greater your ability to act with confidence. Avoiding risks out of fear is what keeps many people stagnant. That's why the rich surround themselves with good advice, ask the right questions, and make informed decisions. Want to develop this mindset? Start by taking small, calculated risks. With each step, you build resilience, vision, and control. And so, you get closer to the arenas where real money circulates. Those that the fearful never dare to tread. 5. The rich build assets, not liabilities. The big difference between those who get rich and those who live in hardship lies in one word: assets. The rich build assets, sources of income that work even while they sleep. The poor, on the other hand, accumulate liabilities, things that seem like achievements but only drain money. Financed cars, maxed out credit cards, the latest generation, cell phone, ... All of this looks like status, but it weakens your financial power. The rich, however, invest in properties that generate rent, businesses that operate without their presence, or investments that yield month after month. They have a clear rule. They only buy something if it puts more money in their pocket than it takes out. Want to get out of this cycle? Evaluate today. Does what you own generate income or expense? If the answer is expense, think about how to start building assets, even small ones. This is how freedom begins, when money works for you and not the other way around. Your first step towards change. Everything you've heard so far might seem simple, and it is. But the difference lies in who applies and who merely consumes information. Each of these 5 secrets has the power to completely change your financial reality, but only if you take the first step. It doesn't matter if you're starting from scratch or starting over after losing everything. What defines your future is not where you are today, but what you choose to do from now on. Action generates results. Waiting only generates regret. So stop and reflect. Which of these attitudes will you adopt today? Because every day that passes is a day when your assets could be growing, your habits evolving, and your financial freedom becoming more real. Start small, but start now.